It's a damn good time, city to city, busting them lines on location, tour around the nation. Can I ask whooping that's watch out face, sunshine in the pocket, making it rain. ET running the hill, yo, bringing the pain. Ain't no faking.
Is that your nuts up there?
Going closer, closer, watch your teens, they shaking. With a big middle finger and a high five. Clemson, they really be kicking that ass live.
What the stink? What was that, man? Who was that trying to get up on my video? I really didn't appreciate that, but I tell you something, it was weird. It had tater written all over it, and it smelled kind of funny. Despite the fact that it made the hair on the back of my arms stand up and the hair on the back of my neck do the same thing, let's go examine it real quick. Because, I mean, we just got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to educate the world. Examine this scene here. This was posted, by the way, on Facebook by the TIT Network, the TD Network. That is cool as hell. All right, you have here the really cool bandwagon 2019 model Clemson faux Letterman jacket. It actually does look better than anything Dabo Swinney's worn on the sideline. Of course, you have the orange lapels over here, and then the black body of the letter jacket, because, you know, black is definitely Clemson's second most dominant color, right? Yeah, no, it's not. What else we got going on here? We got an Uber spray painted Uber sign up in the top corner here of the of Mama's garage basement, whatever. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. We got the tit painted back here on the garage door. I'm sure my old lady's happy about that. Got it going on. The Uncle Lou shades. Props to Uncle Lou for making those popular. The bandana orange model, because every middle-aged white guy needs one of those. Big sack of coconuts up here. The Clemson 2018 Natty Champs banner, baby. You know that 2016 is just right over here to the right beyond this stolen penalty for littering sign that was taken away from a Pickens County secondary road sometime early this year. I don't know. I heard it was reported missing. Then this looks like to be, appears to be a banana grown out of the top of his noggin. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's a rocket or something. I don't know. This is just a really cool setup. We got the pieces of caution tape here. Got the flagpole draped over the right shoulder. You know, that had an old Confederate flag on it about 20 years ago when he was 17, 18 years old, cruising down back dirt roads of the Oconee County area with the Ford Ranger pickup truck, mudding and just raising hell like them youngins do. It is great to be a tater, man. I'm telling you, it is absolutely great to be a tater. I guess after that analysis, the story and moral of the day is don't be like Tater Man, ever. 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 Don't ever do it. Shit. Thinks he's got rhymes and everything else. I can rap too. People just don't know it, but I can rap. I can do it. Strong like the bear and quick like the cat. 2 and 2 together, fill your face on the mat. Nation of domination. Wait, that's not about football. That's about wrestling, and that's like over 20 years old. Never mind. Anyway, guys, what's going on? Carolina Jackpot coming at you. It is November 27th, 2019, and guess what? That means it's 3 days away from, you know what, Gamecocks versus Clemson. And tomorrow is also Thanksgiving. Hopefully all of you, Gamecock fans, Clemson fans, Georgia fans, Tennessee, Vol fans. We got a lot of y'all on here now that have joined up with the channel and are following the videos. Appreciate that very much. We'll have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you do. Hope you can spend some time with your families. Hope you can, bond. Have a great day off from work. And, not the most important thing But a very important thing tomorrow, hope you get yourself something good to eat. I really do, because, I mean, Thanksgiving is one of those holidays I love because it's all about the eating. It's all about the cooking. You know, we're not grilling out. I love grilling holidays. I love July the 4th. I love Memorial Day. Labor Day, not so much. You know, I'm all grilled out by the time Labor Day comes around, you know. Everybody's like looking at that big old stack of charcoal in the grocery store, and they're like, it's Labor Day, I have frozen pizza, you know. But Memorial Day, they all about it. July the 4th, we all about it. By the time Labor Day rolls around, like I say, we're all about some college football. We're all about some college football this weekend, too. And this one thing I want to talk about, Gamecocks versus Clemson. This Saturday afternoon, high noon in Willie B. And I've already made one video about this matchup. And, you know, I don't give us much chance in this one. And everybody knows that. I haven't made that a secret, and, you know, that was, you know, a good video. We got a lot of good views on that one. I do appreciate it. And there are some people on there that's just saying, oh, you delusional Carolina jackpot, baby. I'm going to give you a thumbs down. Exactly what was I delusional about? I sat there and spilled it all out for you. Why? Clemson is better than South Carolina, and why? They're going to win that football game on Saturday. And why? They're going to win it by a lot of points. I mean, what it was, I made them mad when I started talking about how Clemson loves to be jealous about the SEC and loves to bitch and moan about them. And I still feel that way. I still do. I mean, and I'm not going to backtrack from that, and I'm not going to deny that. I mean, they do, and you people know it. You know it's the truth. You love to moan, groan, whine, and bitch about the SEC. You know, anything, y'all are sitting here right now. Y'all are grinding the act. Why is Alabama only 2 spots behind us? When we beat the hell out of them last year, you know, they lost to LSU, and they've given up 1,000,000 yards this year. Well, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? You're number 3. You're in. You're in. As long as you win out, you are in. In like Flynn. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying what everybody else is doing. That's what y'all need to do. That's exactly what you need to do. But you're not going to do it. I can't talk no sense into you people. I have tried. And it just doesn't work that way. But I want to talk about this game this Saturday afternoon and some keys to it. Do I think South Carolina is going to win that football game, or that they stand a remote chance of winning it? No. Do I think that we can compete in the game? Yeah, I actually do. If South Carolina comes out, if they execute, if they make 0 mistakes, if they limit the mental mistakes that cause penalties, and this, that, and other, we can compete in the ball game and, you know, make it interesting, at least for a while. Is Clemson going to out-athlete us? Yeah, they are. The old slogan is, we too deep. Well, I mean, that proves true. I mean, it sounds hokey and it sounds stupid. And do I hate hearing it? Yeah, I do. I hate it. It gets on my damn nerves like no other. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of the things that really get on your nerves and just grind the shit out of your gears is because they're true. And in this case, it's true. I want to talk about this one, and I have some keys to a possible Gamecock upset victory written down here. Got about 9 of them written down. We're going to go over that list. You may agree with me. You may not agree with me. You may agree with some of what I got to say. You may agree with none of it. I really don't care. And you don't have to listen if you don't want to. But this is just the way I feel going into this game. It has a very weird feel this year. You know, there's not a lot of hope. I mean, with good reason. I mean, when you're, 3 weeks removed from losing the freaking Sunbelt team at home, there's not a lot of, you can't find a lot of positivity after that. But number one, that crowd has got to get into the game, and they've got to get into it early and stay into the game. And I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. If you're going to that game, which I'm not, I will be working that day. and I'm not going to be able to go to it at all, and probably won't even really be able to watch any of it for the first time all year, which is disappointing. But when your team is coached by an idiot like Will Muschamp and you end up getting a nooner, and that's kind of what happens when you're in the line of work where you got to work on Saturday till at least 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Night games, hey, everything's fine. You can still fan the way you want to fan, but when you get those nooners, you just can't do it. But if you are going to that game and you're going to be in attendance, I want to beg of you, don't throw anything on the field. Please don't throw anything on the freaking field. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's redneck. It's dangerous. And it gives us a bad look. It gives us a bad look. When your football team is losing and they're not playing well, everything you do absolutely gets magnified. I dare say if you had a group of about 75 to 100 Ohio State students who threw shit on the field this year, with Justin Fields out here throwing dimes all over the place, J.K. Dobbins running for 1,000,000 yards all over every defense in the freaking Big 12, and It don't matter. What's his name? Chase Young, second average quarterback in the Big 12. I said the Big 10. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. Nobody says anything about it. But when your team is losing, when your team's not playing well, when you have an idiot for a coach, when you're the butt of everybody's joke, they look for things to laugh at. They look for things to point at and talk about. So let's not give them anything to laugh at and point at and laugh about. Just not give it to them, okay? Don't throw anything on the freaking field. Don't do it. It's dangerous. It's stupid. It's not a good look. Just don't do it. But I do want you to get into that game. Those of you who are going to be there, when I was looking at StubHub earlier, tickets to this game are $45 right now. $45. That is sad. That is abysmal, pathetic, and terrible. Every year, they've been at least $100 a piece. Right now, $45. That says all you need to know right there. Number 2, Brian McClendon. You got to call the game of your life. You have to call the game of your life. And I don't know if you've really got it in you, because I think last year against Clemson, that might have been the game of your life there that you called. South Carolina, shredded that defense for, 600 yards. Problem was they shredded us for about 800 yards. But you've got to pull out every possible trick that you can. You have to get something solid, and you have to, we've got to establish, and it's kind of late in the year to talk about this. It's really late to talk about it. We've got to establish some kind of identity. Are we a running team? Are we a pocket passing team? Are we an RPO team? What the hell are we? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what we are. We recruit Helinski, who's a pocket passer. We recruit DeCarrion Joyner, who's a dual threat. Then we go out and recruit Luke Doty, who's another dual threat. Nobody really knows what we're trying to do here. So just establish some kind of identity early on in this game, and let's stick with it. Let's not abandon it. Let's stick with it. Let's get DeCarrion Joyner involved in the offense. And I'm not talking about letting him spell Ryan Helinski once every other series, run the ball into the middle of the freaking line and get swallowed up by the damn Clemson defensive line. Let's get him out there in the receiving game. Let's get him in the Wildcat formation. Let's do some things with him. Let's run the goddamn oop-de-oop with the sumbitch. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Let's throw the kitchen sink at him and then some. Let's go steal somebody else's kitchen sink and throw that thing at him. Catchable balls. Ryan Helinski. Let's throw some catchable balls. Okay? I think Kyle Markway, your tight end, can catch some balls that are catchable. I think Brian Edwards can catch some catchable balls, but you guys have also got to concentrate as well. Y'all have had some drops. There's been a disconnect A large disconnect between both parties here, between Helinski to the receivers and the receivers to Helinski. I mean, there just has. We need to get on the same page. One game. Let it all come together. Let's let this thing all come together. And what you throw, they catch. And what he throws, y'all catch. Let's do it at least 70% of the time. Let's complete at least 60 to 70% of your passes. Throw better, catch better. The running game. Let's establish that running game early. Let's establish the running game early in this game and don't abandon it. Tavian Feaster, this is your old team. This is the reason why you transferred somewhere else. You want to play against Clemson, don't you? Don't you want to play against Clemson? Don't you want to have some success against Clemson? I think you do. This is your last shot, sir. There is no bowl game. This year, your counterpart over on the other side, Travis Etienne, has rushed for 1,335 yards. You've rushed for 625 yards, and he only has 41 more carries than you. I mean, that's not a lot. That equates to about 2 football games. Establish a running game early on. We have 2 capable running backs. We have a 2-headed monster, or it can be, Rico Dowdle, Tavian Feaster. Let's go out with a bang, guys. Someone needs to step up to stop the run. Okay, it's going to be more than just that defensive line. Javon Kinlaw, you need to have a big game. And I understand, sir, you're a big body. You're a massive dude. You're a potential first-round NFL draft pick. And I understand that you've been getting double and triple teamed. Dude, you have got to fight through that. You got to fight through it. You have got to make some plays on Saturday. You got to make some plays. Okay, I know you're not going to get a bunch of sacks, but you can hog up that middle. You can get free. You can stop the run somewhat. You've got to slop it or at least slow this run down. Somebody's got to step up from the backside too to stop this running game. I mean, I want to see that. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. We need to pressure this dude. He needs to get some pressure. We need to force him into some errors. We know that he will throw some picks. He's thrown 8 picks this year. However, they were all at the beginning of the season, right? He got his head right, and he hasn't hardly thrown anything since the North Carolina game, and that was, good God, almost 2 months ago. You guys, besides Texas A&M, are the best defense that he will face all year long. And Tater fan can sit here and tell me how good Wake Forest defense is. They can sit here and tell me that NC State had good defense. Horse shit. Okay? Horse shit. The numbers bear that out. You're full of crap. South Carolina is the second best defense you have faced. Texas A&M was the first statistically. Texas A&M played a much softer non-con schedule than South Carolina did, okay? While they were beating up on Lamar, Texas State, and UT San Antonio, South Carolina was getting beat by App State, UNC. Yes, we did have the game against Charleston Southern. I ain't gonna lie, that was an easy one, but our others have not been in Texas State and Lamar games, okay? So those stats are a little bit skewed as far as I'm concerned. You guys have got to get this kid to make some mistakes. You've got to. You didn't do it last year, and we blamed it all on injuries. We blamed it all, well, if we wasn't running a second and third string defense out there that was all mad mash unit, even I said it myself, because it was true for the most part. This year, everybody on defense is healthy, pretty much. So there's no excuse. I mean, we have got to get some pressure on him. I haven't seen him get put on his rear end as many times as I saw him get put on it in that Wake Forest game. But, I mean, they didn't rattle him. They weren't jarring hits. They weren't, it wasn't with authority. It was like Wake Forest got to him, spun him down, and then there we go. You got to lay a lick. We got to lay a lick. We got to get some attitude. We got to get some freaking swagger. We got to get some shit going on, okay? We got to pretend like, you're channeling your inner DJ Swearinger. Remember when he stood over the top of old Andre Ellington after you knocked him down a few years ago, flexed his muscles at him? You got to channel that. Somebody's got to bring that kind of swagger back to this program. I know that kind of swagger is not going to permeate this program under Coach Boom, but my God, one of you dudes can bring it back for at least one damn game. Okay, get some swagger about yourself. Force him to make some mistakes by putting some legit pressure on him, and don't let up on it. Don't let up on it. Our offensive line, one of the best in the country. Okay, so you're going to have to play the best game you ever played. Just looking at him stat-wise, he has thrown for 300 yards more than Ryan Helinski this year, which is amazing to me that it's only that much. But it's on 100 less attempts, okay? And, he's completed 190 balls. Ryan's completed 220. Like I said, 100 more attempts. He's thrown 27 touchdown passes. Ryan, he's thrown 11. So that tells you right there, number one, the receivers are better, and they have a deeper receiving core. And number two, they're better inside the red zone. They just are. You've got to score. When you have an opportunity to get in the red zone, let's make it count. Let's get some touchdowns. No more field goal tries. There was a Tater Talk show that gets on Twitter. It's called Sports Talk or something here in upstate South Carolina. They're talking about Parker White and how erratic he was and how shitty of a kicker he was for South Carolina. And I'm like, what? Have you taken a look in the mirror? Have you looked at y'all's own back porch? Kicker sucks too. Talking crap about my kicker. Parker White can nail it from 45 yards on in. But we don't need to even worry about that. South Carolina needs to score when they get a chance and they get inside the red zone. We need to chew some clock up. We need to just grind it out. Just grind it out. Don't have so many 3-and-outs like you do against Texas A&M. My God, I've never seen so many 3-and-outs in one ball game in my life. It was pathetic and sad. We don't need to have all those 3-and-outs. If you have all those 3-and-outs, you're going to lose the damn thing by 40-something points. If you can control the clock, or at least even what is there, 60 minutes in a ball game? If we can hold on to it for at least 28 minutes and let them have 32, I mean, we may stand a chance. At least of keeping the thing close. Okay? Another thing, Brian Edwards. You got to play the game of your life, man. And he's been injured. He's been hurt. From what I understand, he's been questionable. But from what I understand, he's going to play on Saturday. He ain't no quitter. This is it. Man's a stud, okay? He is. He is a load. He is a stud. And this is his last chance to make an impact in the college game against a team that he despises for a team that he loves. Brian, I love you for everything you've done for us, man. Go out a dang champion, dude. Put up a championship type effort. I know it's not a championship team. It's not even going to make a bowl game. Put up a championship type effort, man. Another thing I wanted to talk about, special teams. We have a good punter, Joseph Charlton. He's definitely capable of pinning Tater's back on those 3-and-outs because I know we're going to have them. We're going to have them. I mean, this defense for Clemson, I mean, despite the fact they lost all those first-rounders, I like to call them the Fruity Booty Rump Ranger or Power Ranger crew. They like to dress up like Power Rangers for Halloween. Cleveland Farrell, Christian Wilkins, Austin Bryant, and whatever the other one's name was. They like to dress up like Power Rangers, and I call them the Fruity Booty crew because of the 2016 Ohio State playoff game. Well, the Fruity Booty crew is gone, but the crew they got now, they every bit as good as them, if not better. And that's scary. That's scary, but they're ranked inside the top 5 in the country in just about every defensive statistic you can look for. So they're going to have some 3-and-outs. Joseph Charlton, you got to pin them back deep. We got to get some high spiraling kicks. Perhaps we can get Darian Kendrick to drop one. I mean, I believe he's their punt returner. you never know. You never know what can happen. Turnovers can really, really change the psyche of a football game. And to win this thing, you're going to have, in my opinion, 4 turnovers at least, just like you did at Georgia. You're going to have that. And I want to talk about that for just a second, too. People, they're talking about, well, Gamecocks, you beat Georgia. I hate to say it. Clemson's better than Georgia. I mean, they just are. And Georgia fan, you can get pissed off if you want to. You can doubt it, but they are. I mean, they're better than you, and deep down, you know it. You know they're better than you. You know they are. Offensively, they are 3 times more explosive than what you are. When your guys go out there, you know exactly what's coming at you. This team right here, they can kill you in 10, 12, 25 different ways. And they're just much harder to game plan for, much harder to stop. And that's why they've been so successful the past few years. Beating Georgia was a really huge accomplishment for us because, I mean, athletically, Georgia's a much better team. They're stacked with 5 stars, especially on defense. Beating this team would take it to a whole nother level. Ruining the playoff would just, put the cherry on top of the cake. And make no mistake about it, you taters, you want to talk about the SEC, and you want to whine and moan about SEC bias, this, that, and other. Well, I'm telling you right now, if what I dream of could possibly happen, and the Gamecocks pull that upset off, and Alabama beats Auburn, your nightmare is going to become a reality because you will not make the playoff, and they will stick that Alabama team in there that lost the game to LSU. They'll stick them in the playoff. They will. Even though they won't play in the SEC championship game, and there ain't nothing you will be able to do about it. Nothing you will be able to do about it. And make no mistake about that, I want to see Utah actually in that playoff. If they run the table, if they win the Pac-12, I want to see them in there. I want to see them in there at number 4 because I think they deserve it, and I think that's what it should be. But I don't want to see no Alabama. Okay, I don't want to see no Alabama. So you taters can sit here and say, the Gamecocks supporting Alabama again, blah blah blah. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I want to see Utah in there. If we lose this game, which we are. I want to see Ohio State, Taters, LSU, and Utah in that 4-team playoff. And number 2 versus number 3, I want to see Taters versus LSU in the first round of that thing. Go blow for blow. That'd be awesome. That would be some awesome TV. Dabo Swinney giving some interviews against Ed Orgeron. That would be, how classic would that be? Y'all faced him. Dabo's faced him before, but it wasn't Ed Orgeron. He adds another flavor to the game, a little bit more spice. But anyway, this thing's gone on long enough. That's just my take on it. That's what I think that we need to do to win this game. All that and enough. It's probably still not going to be enough. This is, I say, looking at the Tater teams of the past few years, I think last year's team was more talented, but maybe didn't quite get the most out of that talent. I think the 2016 team that y'all had was really talented too. They've all been talented, don't get me wrong. But I think this year's team may not be, they don't have the big heavy hitters, the big names on there, the Fruity Booty crew that I was referring to earlier. But the ones that you do have, they've certainly lived up to the billing. They're 4 and 5 stars coming out of high school, and they've certainly lived up to every degree of that. And you've played well. And I got to give you credit there, but you got one more game left to play in the regular season, and I don't think my boys are going down without a fight. Let's do this thing, Gamecocks. Saturday afternoon. Can you do it? Let's see what kind of effort you're going to put on. See y'all later. I appreciate it. Peace. And I'm out. Go Gamecocks.